it was like sometime last week when this dude named Mark White posted the results of a survey that he did on the fandom of Star Wars, the Star Wars fandom basically, and basically the survey like broke down into different categories. There was like it kind of like tried to pinpoint the behavioral patterns of Star Wars fans or something and their different preferences and all sorts of weird psychological type of stuff. It was just kind of weird. So he basically broke this down into different categories where he had like the prequel trilogy, then the original trilogy, and then like the Last Jedi or something. And basically the whole point of this survey he did was to get to the conclusion that people who didn't like the Last Jedi were sexist. That's pretty much what the results of his survey were, and kind of what one of the main focuses of his survey happened to be. So, obviously this is false. This is not true, because I can point to like 5 women right off the top of my head who are part of the Phantom Menace alone who aren't fans of The Last Jedi. So, because they are women and they don't, apparently, according to Mark White's logic, because they don't like The Last Jedi, it must mean that they're sexist and they hate women, even though they're women. Makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous, and it was just a complete joke, and it was stupid. These types of surveys are really stupid, especially when you get into the whole realm of like psychology and things like that, because there's people are unique, people are different, people have different reasons for why they like or dislike things. So, but moving on from that, that's just to kind of give you a backstory here in case you didn't know about that survey. Star Wars author Claudia Gray disavows sexist Star Wars survey. Before I get into this, let me just say, if you haven't checked out Bounding to Comics yet, please do, because they are a fantastic website. They do a great job covering different stories within the entertainment business. So thank you, Bounding to Comics, for writing this article so that it brought it to my attention so that I could do a video on it. So, Star Wars author Claudia Gray disavows sexist Star Wars survey. Star Wars author Claudia Gray disavowed the recent Star Wars survey, claiming fans who did not like The Last Jedi are sexist. Now, I don't know anything about Claudia Gray. I don't know the quality of her work. I really don't know anything about her, but she's written a handful of books that take place in Star Wars, such as Journey to Star Wars, The Force Awakens, The Lost Stars, Star Wars Bloodline, Star Wars Master and Apprentice, and Leia, Princess of Alderaan. I'm sure that many of you who are Star Wars fans probably have read at least 1 or 2 of these books. She also had a story published in the Star Wars anthology From a Certain Point of View. Gray has also written her own series with Spellcaster, Evernight, and Firebird. So she's a pretty prominent writer and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But back in May, Gray promoted a survey from social scientist Mark H. White, the dude who came out with this survey that I was talking about. Attention, Star Wars fans, your help is needed. Help Mark out by completing this survey. It takes 10 minutes and will help better understand how awesome and diverse the taste of the Star Wars fandom is. Female fans are especially needed. So that's apparently what Claudia Gray wrote, and I'm putting that in quotations because we will find out in a little bit here that it wasn't Claudia Gray who tweeted this out. So, let's move on with the article here. The result of that survey were just released recently, and White concluded that some people might have been predisposed to hate The Last Jedi, regardless of the film's quality, due to main female characters demonstrating skill, bravery, and leadership. I don't know why I rolled an L. That's obviously not a thing. Well, it is a thing now because I just made it a thing. So, in fact, White concluded that his data supported the excess anecdotal evidence, tweets, comments, articles that sexism plays a major role in the backlash to Disney's sequels. Right. So, let me see here. So, basically, they just kind of go into how the article is just a bunch of hooey. It's just a bunch of garbage, pretty much. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. You can look more into what the actual survey was about if you want to, but yeah, we're not gonna really get more into that. Yeah, the survey was really stupid. It was stupid. Anyway, so since White's survey conclusions and his methods have gone public, Gray publicly denounced the survey on her Twitter, with her assistant named Sarah taking the blame for promoting it. In Gray's tweet, allegedly from her assistant Sarah, she implies White's survey is illegitimate. I thought the poll was coming from a legit source. All right, let's just go ahead and read her tweets here. This is Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Claudia's assistant. I take care of her Twitter account for her. I was the one who posted the survey. I thought the poll was coming from a legit source, though I did not take the survey before posting. I did not do my due diligence on this matter, and I am sorry. I will work harder going forward to make sure the items we are posting come from legitimate sources, and will do a better job of vetting things like this in the future. I love the fact that she is saying that Mark White's survey is not a legitimate source. I love that so much. I'm sorry for any anger or pain I may have caused. Claudia did not endorse that survey, and I am fully to blame. Anyone who has met me or worked with me knows I would do anything for Claudia's fans. I am heartbroken that I disappointed them and promise to learn from this mistake. Obviously, you know, the whole reason that she is heartbroken is because this Mark White dude basically attacked the Star Wars fan base, saying that they're all just a bunch of sexists and all of that stuff, and people usually don't like being called sexist, especially when they aren't one. So yeah, this is awesome. Actually, I know this is awesome. It's awesome that Sarah is taking the responsibility of this situation, that she issued an apology, that she realizes that she messed up. That's awesome. She deserves forgiveness for that, and I think that we ought to support her and Claudia Gray in this situation, because, you know, this is exactly what we want Lucasfilm to do. We want them to be sensitive to their fans. We want them to be understanding, that we want them to realize that they've messed up and to be like, hey, we messed up. We're sorry, everybody. We're going to try to fix this so that we are better in the future moving forward with Star Wars. That's exactly what we want Lucasfilm to do. Even though Claudia Gray isn't Lucasfilm, she is someone who is worked on Star Wars in the past. I don't know if she probably still isn't working on Star Wars because the extended universe stuff apparently isn't canon anymore. But she has worked on Star Wars in the past, so she is still connected in some way to Star Wars. And she is doing exactly what we've wanted Lucasfilm to do. I think this is fantastic. This is like the perfect example. Like, somebody should just like screen cap these tweets, send them to Lucasfilm, and be like, hey, this is exactly what you guys should be doing for your fans right now. So I think that's fantastic. And as the fandom menace, I think that we should rally around and support Claudia Gray, support Sarah, because obviously Sarah feels terrible for this, and it really, you know, when people realize that they've messed up and they feel terrible for it, you know, part of me just wants to let them know that it's okay and that they're forgiven. So, you know, if you are on Twitter, you know, maybe do something encouraging. Maybe tweet out to Claudia Gray, to Sarah, let them know that they are forgiven, that we appreciate the fact that they are stepping in and realizing that they've messed up and all of that stuff. I think that is fantastic, and honestly, a round of applause for Sarah for that. You know. Lucasfilm, of course, they don't do this. They just continue to attack their fans. They continue to pretend like everything's hunky-dory, that they haven't made any mistakes, that they know exactly what they're doing moving forward with Star Wars, and they continue to just call people who aren't fans of The Last Jedi or whatever sexist, misogynist, all of that type of stuff. It's ridiculous. So, and trolls. Can't forget the trolls. Trolls are the big one. Trolls is a big one. So anyway, you know, like I said, go support Claudia Gray. Go support Sarah in this situation. Let's be the fandom menace. Let's step up and show them that we are the positive influence here. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then consider subscribing to the channel, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.